Officials say they've made significant progress in the Iran nuclear talk, but our embassy in Jerusalem is evacuating some non-emergency personnel. National Security Institute founder Jamil Jaffer joins me now. Jamil, I've got to call this ominous. When you start evacuating people, that to me is ominous. What say you?
Yeah, I agree with you, Stuart. I think this is a bad sign for the region. It suggests that we are going to get involved in some sort of altercation with the Iranians. It's been brewing for a while. Obviously, we have 2 aircraft carriers now in the region, one in the Mediterranean, one in the Gulf. A lot of forces have been flown to the region. We've all seen on X and other social media the flow of American military equipment and fighter jets and tankers to the region. So it looks like something's going to happen. There have been negotiations going on in Geneva, but it doesn't appear that we've gotten to a resolution as yet. We'll see how it plays out over the next few days.
What would trigger an American attack?
Well, probably the breakdown of these negotiations. These negotiations have not been going particularly well. They did leave today saying they had very intensive negotiations and ultimately saying that they're going to do these technical negotiations next week in Vienna. The problem is the Iranians haven't yet been willing to give up their domestic enrichment. They haven't been willing to give up their ballistic missile capabilities, and they haven't been willing to agree to stop funding terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah.
They keep talking. That's all they ever do, making promises and keep talking. Would it be possible for the president to order a minor strike in Iran just to get them going, to convince them that, you know, there's more to come if you don't play ball?
It's a great question, Stuart, and this has been some of the talk that we've seen in the media over the last few days, that perhaps what the president might do is engage in a strike, make clear to them that we mean business, and then try to drive them back to the negotiating table. Yeah. The president doesn't want a large-scale war. Vice President J.D. Vance made clear that we're not going to engage in a long extended war. At the same time, if you're going to try to change the government or change fundamental decision-making there, you might have to do a lot more than just a handful of strikes. So it's unclear whether a small strike will work. We obviously know that we had that strike last year that took out a significant portion of their nuclear program. That didn't fundamentally change their negotiating dynamic, so who knows what will happen next.
Got it. We're going to change the subject for a second, Jamil. 4 of the people who were shot and killed by Cuban authorities in Cuban waters, they were American citizens. So, Jamil, how should the U.S. respond to Cuba killing our people?
Well, look, this seems like a big mistake by the Cubans. You saw what happened after Venezuela. Both the president and the vice president and Secretary Rubio were on stage saying, look, the Cubans need to understand that we mean business. We got you out of Venezuela. You need to watch out at home. Now they're killing American citizens, admittedly, a mile from their shores. They're claiming now these people were armed and we're trying to engage in some sort of insurrection. We don't know for sure because that's all we have is the Cubans' word on this. But it's not a great sign if you're killing American citizens, with Cuban military. That's a real problem, and it's going to be an issue for the United States. And Secretary Rubio has been very clear this is not something we would accept.
Well, things are heating up everywhere. Jamil Jaffer, thank you very much for joining us, Jamil. We appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Stuart.